To be able to add audio narration to a slideshow is actually a pretty simple process. Of course, the first thing you'll need is an application, and for this demo I'm going to use PowerPoint. So I've already got a file open, so I'm going to expand it. Now if you don't have one, obviously you need to create something, and once you're done creating it, of course you want to save it, and then we can start doing the recording. Okay, so when you're here, there's different ways depending on what version you have. I can click on Slideshow, Record Slideshow, or for the latest versions of Office, you can click here on this little tab, and there's an icon to record the show. So before I do that, I've already got my text here on my title slide, but also what I have down here is a note. And if you have anything that you want to make sure you mention either verbatim, word for word, or just a reminder that's not already on the slide, you can put that there, and it's really helpful, and I'll show you about that in a minute. So if you're ready to start recording, which I am, I will click on the Record Slideshow icon. And then it opens up this window, and what I see here on the left is the main slide, which is the one I'm on, and below it I can see the actual note I put in, which just says hello and welcome to COM 100 Introduction to Mass Communication, which is a class I use this in frequently. And then to the right is the next slide. So that way, if you're not sure and you don't want to have any surprises, you'll know exactly what's going to happen because the next slide is previewed over here. Below it, you'll see the counter. Now, by default, when you click on this, it starts recording right away. So you better be ready. However, if you're not ready, or if you just make a mistake or something, you can always click on pause right here, and this will stop the recording, which is really nice. Now, if you want to just pause to kind of catch your breath, refresh, regroup, and then continue on, you would just click play again, or you can click on this counterclockwise arrow, and it goes back to 0, and you would essentially start over. And it's just on this slide, so you're not going to erase the whole thing. So you can start up again, which I've done, and you can see the timer has started over as well. So once I'm at the point where I'm happy with what I have, I can simply click on the right arrow here below the main slide, and it takes me to the second slide. And so I continue to do the narration. Again, I can pause and start over, or just pause and continue whenever I'm ready. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just click pause altogether because I'm done. And then I'm going to go up to where it says exit show, which I will do. And it says the total slideshow is 25 seconds and wants to know if I want to save my slide timings, and I do. And if you don't know what that means, essentially it just means it's saving the timings in between each slide, or the transitions. Okay, so I've completed the narration. I'm going to save my file, and now I'm really interested to see if it actually works. So I would go down here to the icon, and one thing I want to point out real quick is before I start listening to it, you'll see these little speaker icons. Now when you go to present, you won't see that. So it's just there letting you know that there's audio. And so I want to go into slideshow mode, and it goes back to 0, and you would essentially start over. And it's just on this slide. Okay, so as you can see that works. So my suggestion though is to listen to it in its entirety, because sometimes it crops off and ends early or starts a little late. So you just want to make sure all the content is there. So once you feel good about it, you go ahead and save your file, and you are good to go.